So a major concern that a lot of Americans have is when they have to go to the hospital, especially when it's a trauma alert. I know me, myself, personally, last year, February 2020, I got in a horrible accident where I needed trauma. And I got in a really bad motorcycle accident. Almost lost my life. Had a lot of injuries to me. Whole pelvis cracked in half and separated from my sacrum. Had a punctured lung. Previously, before that accident, I had back and neck surgery. But I know my bill would have been high because of the extent of what went on with me. They had to put metal in my body in more than one spot, and I had metal inside and outside my body. So I didn't have much to work with. I had to learn how to walk again, but a high bill for me was understandable. Unfortunately, for people that just come in there for a headache, they get a bill that's like $50,000. And it makes absolutely no sense when you barely get any treatment. You're in there for how many hours? A minimum of 3 hours in the hospital. And just for them to tell you to go see your regular doctor. Then a few weeks later, you get the call saying, oh, you owe $50,000 for a headache where they didn't even give you a damn pill. That's the frustration that I know a lot of people have. And this is common practice. It shouldn't be happening. It's unethical, but it's common practice, and there's nobody to stop them. It's emergency service. They'd rather have emergency trauma team ready and on site when you get there from an accident and they say you're a trauma victim than to not have you ready and then you end up dying. Like, it's a twofold. Like, either you want your loved one to die because the trauma team wasn't ready, or you want to get a high bill because they might have gotten severely injured. This is something that's been taken advantage of. Because some hospitals know better. They know they didn't even need a trauma. No trauma team. They just want to be extra. It's just a money-making scheme. Why are they charging these fees? Like, you said, oh, I got hit by a car. My back is just hurting a little. Why do I need a trauma team for that? These people just like to make money off of the people that are in need, like victims, first responders, not hospitals, are the ones that are calling in some of these trauma scenes. Sometimes you can't get a response from people. I know I was completely out. I don't know what happened. I basically got an instant concussion. They had me on a drug-induced coma because they just weren't sure what was going to happen with me. Billing and coding is the other issue. I recently took someone to the hospital because they got hurt at work. And when we were registering the individual, they wanted to know, hey, is this workman's comp or is this going through her insurance? The reason why she asked me that is because she said, oh, they bill differently. They bill differently? Isn't it the same exact thing that we're getting done? So why are we billing differently? Are we charging things that Are we charging more things if it's workman's comp or if it's an individual? Like, what's the difference? Why is there a difference? There should be one simple code that says it's workman's comp, not the whole paperwork has to be redone because it's workman's comp. That just shows that it is a money-making scheme, and it doesn't matter who you are when you go to the hospital, what kind of treatment you will get. That's completely unfair. Sometimes when you get the right people on a situation, it gets media attention where you force the other person's hand. Like the little toddler falling off a hotel bed. Went to the hospital. Why is his bill $15,600? They said he was fine. The parents were just scared and sent him to the hospital. They just gave him a bottle of formula and let him sleep it off. And he was fine. But if these parents didn't go to the local news station and the local newspaper about this, they would have had a $15,000 bill still. But because they got the right attention, their fee was waived. But not everybody has that attention when something happens to them or their family or their friends. Like, why should we even have to go find others to help us with something that should have been taken care of already? Let me know your thoughts and comments below.